Okay, we're live.
All right. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Shawn Metcalf. I'm the city manager for Rollins, and I have with me Cody Dill. He's over Public Works for the city. And behind the scenes, if you have watched us before, it's just an opportunity to get to know your departments a little bit better. And that's why we have Cody here to answer some of your questions. And as you're listening, if you have any questions, you can type them in the text, and we'll try to answer them towards the very end. But mostly this is just about communicating with the public and being transparent in what we're doing. So we hope you enjoy this next about half hour. So let's start a little bit about Cody. Tell us about yourself and how you got here.
Being a contractor most of my life, growing up in a family business, I started at about the age of 12 doing contracting in all shapes, forms, businesses, commercial, residential, industrial. Moved here 10 years ago. My dad lived out here. He's in water treatment and public works. So I kind of have a background in a lot of that kind of area. But I just really loved Wyoming, so ended up staying here. I had a little business for myself, worked for a couple contracting companies out here, and just got to a point where I had a position open at the city, and I really wanted to give it a shot. And one job led to another, and now I'm sitting here in this seat, really enjoying my job.
Can you tell our residents that are watching a little bit about your department structure and who you oversee?
So I oversee streets department, utilities, which is distribution, and water collection, which is sewer and basically water. And then it's the water treatment plant and the wastewater treatment plant.
And are there times when people or residents have questions about public works and they get confused about certain things that you do? What are some of the common misconceptions?
Some of the common misconceptions is where the city ends and residents' boundaries begin. There's a lot of miscommunication on that aspect. I mean, we're here to help everybody in any way. I mean, we'll bend over backwards to help you, but there's certain things we can and cannot do as far as property lines and city boundaries. So getting into residents' properties past our curb stops or anything in residential sewer lines we cannot do. We're always willing to help in any way we can, locating or offering services that we in any way that we can help out. But there's certain things we can and cannot touch, and that's a pretty common problem, right? Well, I wouldn't say it's a problem, but a misconception, and we deal with that quite often. So, but like I said, our employees are amazing and are here to help out in any way we can, and always do.
So for those that don't know this already, we do have a strategic plan that the city came up with last year, and we continue to work on it. And Public Works has a pretty big part in our strategic plan, but for those that don't know, it consists of taking care of our employees, beautification, infrastructure, community trust and engagement, and then community and economic development. So can you tell the public about Public Works part in the strategic plan?
So right now, my biggest thing is water infrastructure, water and sewer infrastructure. The projects we have going out south are collection lines. That's my main project right now. And then getting into town and doing new sewer line projects, looking to the future for that. New meters, better tracking of our water in town. That's my main focus right now. Employees is another big focus of mine. I really enjoy our employees that we have right now and want to build that group of guys into just a really great team. And they're already doing an amazing job, but I want to keep that going with just a really, really good crew and kind of ease up on them as far as maintenance. They'll set up better maintenance programs to ease up the employees' job a little bit, so it doesn't get so chaotic as sometimes, because these guys, they work so hard, especially in wintertime like this. We have water line freezes, water breaks, sewer backups. These guys are out there 24/7 if needed. I mean, they work really hard, and I would like to try to minimize a little bit of that with better maintenance plans. And some things you can't foresee happening, but we're going to do the best we can in the future, like this and that kind of stuff. And really, that's my main focus to get going right now. And also trust and in our city workers' communication. I want the city residents to know that we're out here, what we're doing. I want them to trust us and let it, just talk more, be really open about what we're doing, what the city's planning. Just a lot of trust in our city workers. So I want to help implement that a little bit more.
I want to ask some specific questions about the water line because I know people are really interested in that right now. So there was some social media posts about we literally had duck ponds on just some of our lines were leaking like crazy. So, and we had two or three that were some pretty serious areas. And where I know we've been working on it over the winter. Where are we at with those?
Yeah. So some of the leaks on our transmission line, you're correct. They were pretty bad leaks. We have 3 of them completed that were probably some of the harder digs we've had to do this winter. It's taken a couple blow-off valves. We eliminated a couple of them because they were leaking too bad, too big of a hole, wrong spot. So patching up their transmission lines and stopping those leaks, that was quite a lot of water we were losing last summer because of these leaks. Hoping to remedy that this year with some of these fixes. It looks like we've got the worst of the worst taken care of this winter, and looking to try to capture as much water this summer as we absolutely can. The spring trunk line project is going really well. There was a lot of duck ponds up there. There still is right now that would stay pipe is just leaking all over the place, even through the winter time. So putting this 18-inch line in the ground is really gonna save us for this summertime, completing this project. So I'm looking forward to seeing what our water's gonna be like after we get all these things remedied and better flow. We don't got a lot of snow yet this year, but I'm really looking forward to capturing all this water.
It's going to be super interesting to see how much that increases our water coming down.
Yeah.
Or to our
And
reservoirs.
in future projects to come, and this isn't just the last one, I would like to try to do, yearly projects of, extending these trunk lines out, because there's a lot more up there. This isn't the only one that's in there. If we can get like a 10-year plan done, every single year we'll collect more and more and more water. I foresee in the next 5 years that we have more water than we know what to do with coming to town. And we won't have to spend all the time maintaining it out there during the winter time or doing fixes. I would like to have a summertime maintenance crew that goes out there and remedies and things, so we don't have to be doing these big digs in the winter time. That was just really hard on city crews and our contractors that have been helping us out tremendously out there. So.
Yeah, I think it's important for residents to know that like all this construction has been going on through the winter, which is not normally at the time where we're trying to do big projects like this. It's just the need just necessitated that we did this, but we're spending. I know sometimes residents are wondering, well, why are you spending money in this or this area when we have these water issues? But we put millions of dollars of funding to make sure we can continue to fix up our water lines.
Absolutely.
And that's important for them to know that it really is the number one priority.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. These guys have not stopped. Even as of last week, the coldest week we've had, they were up there working really, really hard trying to keep things going and equipment running. I mean, it's been a really hard project, but the gain that we're going to get at the end of this is going to be pretty substantial.
It's awesome. You kind of alluded to this next question, but where do you see your department in 5 years from now? And you just kind of talked about water. Hopefully we don't know what to do with all the water we have.
Yeah, I would like to see so much water that we're, everything, we've got great storage, and I would love to have more water that we know what to do with for the future. And I foresee that happening. There's a lot of things that if we got fixed in the next couple of years, we're going to have great water storage. That alone, I mean, like I said, the 5-year plan would be implementing some great maintenance plans and ideas for our crews to just kind of keep on track with just general maintenance of sewer lines, water lines, meters, curb stop valves. If we can get good maintenance plans going to where it eases up these, where we know we have new sections and we're not breaking meters or stuff like that through the winter time, we can go through and just kind of ease up to where we have more of a straight guided line for our crews than instead of running around trying to put out fires constantly. I'd like to ease that up a little bit for our employees.
So one thing I know a lot of people have noticed is that our water is a little different right now. So, and that's because our spring lines are shut off. We're using the well water, and so the spring water will turn back on, we anticipate.
So we're shooting to get the spring line back on. I think we're gonna start turning it on again next week. So we're gonna try for this week. But there's a project we gotta get finished up before we can actually get that line flowing again. And it'll ease the pressure on the line so that we can be able to turn it on and off easier in the future. So if we do have to maintain this line or go in, fix a leak on it, we can actually shut the line off and turn it on easier without having to stop full flow or transmission line to the plant from one side, our artesian wells to the spring line. So we're trying to get a valve in there to where we can control it better without having so much downtime and error in the system. And so that's what we're trying to get in this week. And so first of next week, we should be trying to turn that spring line back on.
Let's jump into this last question and then into the Q&A. But do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to share with the community before we jump into those questions?
Final thoughts? Only we're here for the community. We want to help out any way we can. This year, let's because of all the work that we're doing on our water infrastructure, let's try to conserve water as much as we can. Our artesian wells don't put out near as much water as our spring line does, and so it's kind of making it hard on us to keep water into town. It's not a problem yet, but at the same time, we need to really watch what we're doing with the water. The sewer lines, sewer line. We've had a few sewer line problems this year, and it's due to diapers, toilet paper, or men's toilet paper, wipes, paper towels, rags that have been put down, and have caused some problems on some residents' houses that I really wish did not happen. But it's, as a community, we need to watch what we're putting down our sewer system. And so that way we can help out employees not having to work at night trying to unclog sewer lines and just wash your water and let's try to conserve as much as we can.
And I just want to say real quickly, I really appreciate everything that you're doing on the water line. It's really a big deal.
Okay.
And yeah, just appreciate all the immense amount of hours that I know that you've been putting in. Sometimes you come back with a red face because I know you've been outside all day working with them,
Yeah,
I just really appreciate you and your staff. We have awesome.
I definitely enjoy being out there with my staff, and I don't want to be down in these holes with these guys. I've been in there a few times. Like I said, I have a great crew, and I'm always going to be there to support them. And water line is like a labor of love for me. I really want to work on this for the city, and just be able to, in the future, give the city all the water that they ever wanted and not have a problem for our future children, whoever's working for the city in the future. I want to make it easier for them.
Appreciate that. So let's go to our Q&A. Okay, I guess let's start with this one. How do I apply to be on the new Parks and Rec committee? So this is a brand new committee that was just barely put in place. I think there's seven adults. 7 adults, and then we have one from the high school and one from junior high that can apply. So if you come to City Hall, there's an application that you can fill out, and you can also go to the rec center. They have that same application. But basically, it's just taking anything Parks and Rec related. For example, we've been working on the skate park and the dog park, and this is the type of committee where we're going to get together and utilize this committee to make sure that we're coming up with the best skate park and dog park and different things that come up at Parks and Rec. That's what the committee's for, so it should be a really fun committee. Also, if you want to, if you go to our city website, there's a place where you can go to government is the first thing you click on, and then boards and commissions, and there's a place where you can apply online. So that's mine.
All right. My first question is talk about the GIS system and maintenance lines. We actually absolutely implement this. Our GIS maps, we have I would say, a grid system in town that we break up into 5 different areas. And each summer we go in an area, and it takes us a full summer, about 3 months, to service all the sewer lines, water lines. And we go around, and it's about a 5-year circle that we go around in maintenance. So we actually do have a maintenance plan already set in place with the GIS. But I can see in the future that we could make it a little bit better and easier on our employees, and make it, hopefully we can get some equipment in the future where we could make it faster than a 5-year circle. I would like to see more lines, even though we do a lot of sewer maintenance every year. You know, a different kind of maintenance schedule, maybe we could get more down. It's always worth talking about. The other one is, how are we paying for the pedestrian underpass? This is actually a YDOT project, and YDOT is paying for a majority of this project. We will be paying for, I think, about 10%, right around 10%, but majority of it is a YDOT is paying for it. It's just going to be on our property, so we'll oversee it to some extent or another. They're going to do all the design and pay for about 90% of this project. So.
Are there any other questions? That's about it. Okay. Well, I think just want to thank anyone that's tuned in today. Appreciate you joining us, and hope you all have a good rest of your day.
Thanks so much.